powered by Game 7 Baseball, Game7Baseball.com. That's it. Fall ball is right around the corner. Got some September stuff. I like the fact that it's September. August, everybody take, be cool, man. Be cool. Football's starting up. The kids are getting themselves going here. You know what I'm saying? And I like that. Game 7 Baseball. Not till after Labor Day. They get their first one in there. They got a good one down at Branson. They're going to be down at the Turf deal. I think that looks good. Fun stuff. Hey, fall ball, keep your swing going, get a little stuff. If you're not, playing other sports, football's going on right now.
I think it's a great time for coaches that have new players coming in to give them looks. One of the things I have to say to the parents is, like, if you had a starting position over last summer, and you got some new kids coming in and they go out and play a little bit more than your athlete, don't look into that, please. Like, they need to know where these athletes fit in. So if there's some game opportunities and management, this is where you can find that out so you can prepare your team better for the winter. Ultimately, next summer for some of these spring and summer for these kids.
I think that's a great point. You're going into this, you don't know what you have. If you got a new kid, you want to get an idea of what you're going to be doing in the winter workouts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right? I'm hoping my parents are watching, so I'm just trying to plug my own group, I guess. But at the end of the day, but that's correct, though. I mean, I've gone through this long enough that having tryouts, and once you get your core group done, you're only looking for the right pieces that match your coaching, what you expect as a coach. And so that's what you start chasing when you start to maybe make some changes into your rosters. And when I get a new kid in, how do I don't want to throw him out there next summer. My team's 15U, so for me, I'm not going to see him for 4 months.
Yeah, because now freshman ball.
Right. So I miss that, and so now these working into our younger group, we have some new kids coming in. We need to make sure we know where they're at.
Absolutely. How else do you train? That's just a big point of it.
Yep.
So fall ball is a great opportunity for that. Get some innings in. That doesn't mean, it should, if you got other sports, make sure you're prioritizing football. Soccer's going on right now. It's a great time to get those in and should.
Yeah, I'm definitely
if you're a multi-sport athlete.
I'm telling my families right now, make your priority your fall sports and come to me after, I'm trying to set up everything more towards the later side of the evenings so that the kids can even work, have a little bit of life going on right now. It's not so serious, but those kids that have the two sports, like play your high school sport for me, and then if you can make it. If we play on a weekend and you have something going on, go to your high school sports first, and then if you feel good, come on out.
Absolutely.
If you don't, we have enough kids to make it work, and you see a lot of teams merge in the fall just to kind of get some playing time.
And that's it. Kids that want to play and do. I think that's great.
Yeah.
Go play, enjoy it. This is where fall, as a coach, you can see, you can work on some stuff. Don't worry about it. Just go ahead, enjoy, have some fun, play some baseball, right?
Yep.
Game7Baseball.com. Get yourself registered for your fall ball tournament. All right, we got some news. We're going to do a little different here. We're starting to do some stuff. We're going into a new season. We're finishing up basically. We got some fall ball. We're not quite to the new season.
Not yet. Not yet. Now, we took ever since our season ended. We took off, and we won't start till after Labor Day.
So, but we're doing some new things here. We got our show here set up. We got some youth news that we're going to get into. We're going to talk about some hats. As you can see that purpley thing right up there on his noggin. That's a pretty cool hat. We're going to talk some collectibles in some of these things. We're going to bring some different things on and talk a little bit. And then we got our home run derby that's coming up Saturday. We're going to get into that, bring you the lineups. You got to get out to ABC Ballpark. Livingston Avenue, St. Anne, watch some home run derby. Got some cops versus kids. Second annual. It's in honor of Ben Cook, who passed away. Francis Haug. I was talking with Ross Cook, his dad, last night, and I've known that family for a while. I know Ross's sister, the Julius family. I've known Ben. It's some great stuff. Billy Mayhall does a great job. St. Louis Youth Sports Outreach. We'll get to that in just a second. I think this is cool, man. USA Baseball, 12U, Team USA wins the World Championship. 10-2 victory over Venezuela. I think that's pretty huge.
Again, just talking about the youth sports and the kind of the direction that baseball is starting to head towards. You're starting to see a collective of really good athletes from all over kind of join together and be able to play that game. You know, I'm not sure if it's like an individual thing because that's how training is these days, it seems like, and then they just merge together and they can just flat play. But again, the talent that's in Latin America for athletes, you know, and the things that they have down there for training tools, we're starting to match that.
But yes, exactly. I agree right there. And this was in Taiwan, you know, and this is 12U.
Let's talk about that plane ride.
I don't want to talk about that plane ride.
How cool
There's
is that,
where I want to go.
How cool is that for all these kids to be able to travel from all these different countries into another place just to play a game of baseball?
Now, I think you're right. That is cool. And here's the thing, too. I want to bring this up. Here's the lineup, man. I don't know where these kids are from. I just don't. But Jonah Sakin, Anthony Frausto, Colin Anderson, Jordan Leon, Anthony Ramon, Dylan Mercado, Tristan Gaines, Ty Chambliss, Max Villalva. I believe it's Villalva, should be. James Stout. This one kid, man, Colin Anderson, 2 for 3, 3 RBIs. You know, it looked like he had a big game. Another one, Tristan Gaines, 2 for 2. 2 runs scored. I mean, Ty Chambliss, he was 1 for 2, 3 RBIs. I mean, these guys put up some runs. 12 hits in that game, 10 RBIs. They only struck out 5 times, took 5 base on balls, 4 runners left on base. And then the pitching, James Stout went 4 1/3, 4 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned, 2 base on balls, 3 Ks. Faced 19 batters, 65 pitches. That's pretty good.
Get it done. It's pumping strikes.
Right?
Pumping strikes, and those boys are taking hacks, obviously. You know, trying to very minimal strikeouts, probably hitting early in the counts, and then, you know, working walks when they needed to.
They were 8-0 in this tournament.
That's impressive.
I thought so, man. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to bring this up, because when you're looking at world baseball, you know, as you said, we're talking about Latin America for a great amount. And then the WBC's coming up. Mike Trout's playing in the WBC. Did you hear that?
He's going to try, I guess. We'll see what happens. I mean, I don't know what that back's going to do to him.
Right. But
it's the guys that have committed so far to Team USA are bonkers. I mean, you have Gold Glove winners, you have 30 homer guys, 100 RBI guys. I mean, Nato and Goldie are on it. It's going to be wow. They got a good club.
And
starting.
If you want to see more about this, we're going to have we'll have the link to this article, and there's Twitter feeds. There's videos that you can go and watch the plays. A couple kids hitting home runs. Colin Anderson hit the furthest home run of all time here, and it's on these Twitter feeds. So we'll have that link in the post description for you, so you can go and check this out. I think it's cool. I love this 12 and under. That's youth baseball showing well here in Taiwan.
It's highlights. You know, it's like what we got growing up watching sports, or what I had the luxury of growing up watching Sports Center and being able to see this on TV. Now, I do have some questions because I actually don't know this and what they play. Do you know what the regulation field are?
I don't for USA Baseball. I really don't. I'm not quite sure what that is at 12U. It looks like a pretty standard field. I would say it's probably more towards USSSA.
Like the 55
regulations.
feet.
That's what it looks like
yeah.
Here to me. And I think that's what it is.
Do you know why I asked that question?
I do not ask. I do not know why you asked. No.
The Little League World Series.
Oh, I know. Yeah. I have a hard time with the Little League World Series. It's fun. It's great. But to me, it's not real baseball. And I think at 12U, there's a lot of kids. You get that kid throwing at 46 feet that's throwing, 65 miles an hour. It's tough to hit.
Yeah. I mean, I know a lot of people saw the young man get hit in the face with that baseball. Yeah. And I just think about being that close when everywhere else you play, they're playing at 55 feet, and some of them kids can even be, some of them kids can even be 13 years old, and they're hitting on a 200-foot fence, and they're hitting 280-foot shots. And I'm like, move the fences back. They're already hitting them that far. They're already throwing that hard. Like, just go ahead and get her done, So I've actually stopped watching the Little League World Series once I found out that they're playing at basically like 10U distances.
Right.
And I don't know if it's a ESPN thing, and I still love ESPN. I'm not making any judgment on anybody, but it sells.
It's cool. I love the stories. I love what they do with it. But I think the baseball could be, I think you could put. And here's the thing. I think it's back and forth. I do believe, there's certain things. I don't mind the way this deals. It keeps things in certain respects that way. But I think you could do the 50-foot pitching there. I think most of these kids are used to that. Because 46 feet, it's another 4 feet. I think you could do that. I think these kids, there's many of the kids throwing hard enough to where it's still,
is the game, to me, is it really going to change that much?
Probably not.
Their strike zone is probably something we need to change more than the distances. But at the end of the day, like they're still going to hit homers. Right.
It's 200-foot fence.
Yeah, they're still going to hit baseballs, and the way that these bats are, it's just pop. I think the excitement of the Little League World Series is great, and the reason I brought that up is I had a chance along when I was this age, and I was going to ask about the Team USA. Go back to the Team USA thing, is I had a chance to play in the Junior Goodwill Games, and so I don't know if those are even around anymore. But what we were able to do was qualify. You had to make a team, and actually Donahue a long time ago used to run that group, and we would go play against several teams around the world, and we would go to a location. And so we have been to Germany to play baseball, and we played at a universal baseball length, and so we didn't go down there and play at a 10U pitching distance. We played at 12U, an agreement, 12U. You would see. And so that's, looking at that looks, 50, 55 feet or 53 feet or whatever it may be.
It's 50 feet.
Is it 50 feet?
Yeah.
And so, for me, again, it's play the game of baseball. It's still going to be exciting. You still see they scored 12 runs. They still hit home runs. And why not do that? It's still going to be televised. It's still going to be good because ESPN's going to put down their production and make it happen. So it's tough for me to watch the Little League World Series, though.
All right. Let's do this. We're going to get into, we want to start doing this because I like collectibles. I like baseball cards. I got boxes of them. I'll bring some cards, but King Salami over here, he's got these hats, and I've been watching his Facebook feed, and we're talking about collectibles. And I have seen some of the strangest hats coming out of, and he goes, oh, yeah, this is cool. They release. I didn't even know they did this stuff.
Yeah, we have a lot of exclusives. Some of the stuff that you'll see on Lids and Fanatics and Riley House, things like that. They'll have their typical releases that they'll release once a year, and you'll always see them.
So tell me first before we do this, because you just said so are these hats created by like Lids or is it the actual hat makers? Are they making series that are just a limited purchase? What is the process?
So there is some people, obviously Lids and all them are making their own designs, but what people will do, which I didn't find this out until just recently, is let's say you have, I'm going to use Capspin. It's a name. It's actually overseas. They will design a hat. They will actually submit that to New Era, and all these are New Era hats. They're 5950 fitteds, and so they will submit that design. And then once that design's approved, actually anybody can go in there that has an affiliation with New Era and actually take that hat and design that hat. So it's who pays the money first.
Gotcha.
Right? So all of these designers go in and put in their information. Once they get approved, pay for it. If you can't pay for it, somebody else can come in there. So they have fun little things on Instagram and Twitter that they'll have designs and you get to vote on them and, fun things like that. It's and a lot of these are limited print runs when you get into these exclusive designs. So Lids, of course, New Era. They all design their own hats that they frequently drop, and so
How many hat companies have licensing? Is it all just New Era right now for MLB?
I think they have that brand 47, something like that. They'll use Mitchell and Ness. It's kind of the Mitchell and Ness is more of your old school hats that you get. I think for as far as on field, it's all New Era. It's the 47. It looks like the year 47. It's 47 with the little.
Yeah, I've seen that. I know what you're talking about.
I've seen those on Fanatics and stuff like that. Obviously, and I can see that on New Era, but. Lids Fanatics has all the different brands. I think Mitchell and Ness now is part of New Era. I'm not really sure. I really just focus on the New Era 5950s. It's like people who are Jordan fans versus Yeezy fans. You're going to see them wearing Jordans and they're never going to, this checks over stripes kind of thing.
Right.
So hats became a thing for me. I have a buddy of mine that bought a hat.
New Era.
Yeah, bought a hat and what's on the side too, by the way. As I saw the logo, you didn't have to take your hat off, but
show off my bald head.
That's why I have a hat on today. So I've been outside and actually had a spot cut off me for being outside too much. But he had a really cool hat, man. I was like, started looking at it, then I started looking at the internet and of course Instagram. I didn't realize there's a large community out there for streetwear and for just hats, specifically the New Era 5950s. And it led to this crazy addiction that, you have a $45 hat that can turn into a $180 hat, can turn into a $3,000 hat, can turn into a $25 hat. And so that's how it got started for me. So I spent a lot of money right away. I sold a lot of baseball cards to create a hat collection. And recently have kind of changed up what I'm doing, and here I am. So I actually brought some hats in because the new project that I'm doing with my hats right now is I'm collecting. I thought the 80s were a great period of baseball.
Oh yeah.
And so I'm collecting all the World Series patch hats from the 1980s. Cool. And so I have a few of them that are in here. I obviously collecting these are very difficult because I just don't want just the field hat. I kind of wanted like an exclusive. So the process is going to take me a while, and I want both winning and losing teams. And so it's very hard to find like an 85 Cardinals patch. It's very hard to find an 87 patch. So I'm going to have to get some of these, custom designed, which is fine because as long as I have a Cardinals hat, it's just a patch that can be sewn in. So.
So you can get just the patch and put it on a hat as well.
Yeah, and sometimes I can have it stitched. If they have that design on there, I can have that stitched in. From Lids or somebody like that.
Well, what you got here?
So this one was just released by Crown Minded. I actually bought two of them. These are neon hats. They do not glow in the dark. This is an A's hat. It's the
this is 1989.
1989. So as you can see, it's the 1989 Battle of the Bay.
Yeah.
Which is the earthquake year.
Yeah, I remember that, man.
Yep. And so the undervisor matches the the logo. So you have the Battle of the Bay. The Batterman, I think, is pretty cool. It's a thick. Like 3D versus a flat. The undervisor is neon green.
That's cool.
And these hats are made in Bangladesh, and there's actually a difference in sizing when you wear a hat made in Bangladesh versus like China.
That just makes me ill.
I know you're. The good thing is next time
they lost. I'm glad of that.
When I finish this 1980s series, there's going to be a few Dodgers hats in there, so I'm sure you'll be okay.
Yeah, where's the 88, man? Come on, bro.
You know what? So here's the thing: is I'm looking at the 81 too, and then the one thing I have to have in certain hats is I think the traditional on-field hat. There's only a handful of teams out there that I feel like you have to have the traditional hat, which I have one of them in here, which is clearly one of my favorites.
Absolutely.
In this Cardinal red hat, and you could see the 82 World Series.
That's killer.
Patch and such a great year.
That was fun. I remember that World Series vividly, man.
Yep.
That was a lot of fun.
This was done by New Era, as you can see that's where that pin came, and that's a flat Batterman instead of that 3D. But this is the on-field hat that you have to love. And the Dodgers, that blue and that white, that's one of those hats. I'm like, do I go out and chase an exclusive hat for that, or do I chase this standard color? So I have
That's
two.
interesting.
I have two options.
That's a great
I have
point.
81. I have 88, and I think the.
But you could do one of each. You could do an 81, maybe that standard on field, and then 88 maybe.
Well, I think I'm gonna go
that.
88 because 88 had Hershiser and that group. So I kind of.
Kirk Gibson hits the bomb.
Yeah, that because I was a big A's fan. I love Mark McGwire. So I was thinking absolutely the A's were taking that World Series, and it did
Everybody
not happen.
else did.
and so I think for that I'm gonna go with the on-field color there, and then maybe try to find an exclusive for the 81.
What's the blue you got over there?
That is a different
Royals?
one. Nope, that's a different one, which I actually have a Royals one coming, and they just, New Era, or Fanatics, just released an 84 Padres.
Okay.
Today, which is a white and that brown that they have. It's not an exclusive hat, it's just a different colorway. And I'm gonna be buying that as soon as the show's over. I'll be buying that one. But these two I got matching hats. 89. This is a Twins. This is the that 87.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. The one thing I like about this is I don't know if you can see this. I don't know how close the camera is, but the outline is metallic, and this patch is pretty slick with a metallic silver side patch.
Yeah.
And that really pops. But that right there.
Oh, that's killer.
That
Hold
gold
that
undervisor. That gold undervisor. Is pretty slick. This is not the Twins hat that was used.
Right.
They had the M with that little thing on the top.
But I like the TC.
Yeah.
I think that's just classic stuff.
Twin
right
Cities,
there.
right?
Yeah.
It's cool.
Absolutely.
So we saw the Cardinals one. This one I actually got a really good deal on. I think I paid only $30 for this. This was the year I was born. So this obviously is a special hat for me. That's the Liberty Bell for the Phillies. It's the great 80s color.
Absolutely.
Maroon or whatever you want to call
that 1980?
this. In 1980. And so that's got that 1980 patch.
I remember that World Series too.
And then the Batterman is actually three tones in there. But this right here, it's the Paisley
that's
undervisor.
Cool.
Yep. And so the Paisley undervisor actually chases a few more dollars. I can't really get too much money out of a hat like this. It's not a Cooperstown collection hat. But the logo is pretty clean. The Batterman, the side patch, and obviously that Paisley is pretty slick. Now, I brought this hat. I'm huge into crossover hats.
Yeah.
So the hat that I have on now, this is a Toronto Raptors colorway.
Right.
And so this colorway, as the purple that you see, it has a dinosaur on there. The patch even matches. It's a Cardinals patch, but matches that Toronto Raptors colorway, the black and purple. There's a little lighter purple here, the pins, and then that Batterman on the back. I stuck a little dinosaur on there, but red patch, or red undervisor. And you see it's a Cooperstown's collection, so this one holds a little bit more value. I don't usually wear these. I usually collect them and display them. I wore this one obviously because we wear purple and black kind of thing, so I kind of just was like, you know what, I'm going to wear it. This here is one of my favorites because this is a St. Louis Blues crossover.
Oh, wow.
So this is a hockey crossover. You see the
blue note.
Yeah, that red. It's
the red and the
ugly
gold
jersey. If you remember that.
I remember that. It was not good.
Yeah, what is that? Wayne Gretzky's time here. That night, was it 94? Was it 94?
I think so. Maybe 95.
Yeah, ugly jerseys. And so this was that colorway that went with that. Again, a nice single bird on the bat. Great patch with the 64 World Series. Great looking patch.
Killer.
And then you have the yellow undervisor. So it kind of matches the blue. So I actually have some really fun stuff. I have a White Castles tribute, which is everybody from St. Louis obviously has probably had White Castles at some point. And, it's a solid white hat, and it's got on the side, it looks like it's got a little box of White Castles. So I have, again, like I said, the most I've gotten for one single hat is $180. I recently had sold one for, so, and that was to be able to buy these, to start getting into that 1980s, kind of the collection. So
We're going to have some more. He's going to bring some more of these back. We'll talk some baseball cards. We're going to get into some of these things. It'll be fun. If you want to, they can follow you on Facebook, right? And you're putting some stuff up?
On Instagram. So
Instagram.
Okay. Where at? TikTok, and it's at STL_fitteds.
Okay. Check that out. At STL_fitteds.
Yep.
You can follow Mitch and what he does with his hats if that's something you're getting. And we'll talk some more. We're going to talk collectibles. We're going to bring some different stuff in, have some fun with this. I think it's great.
It's fun. It's fun to talk about because like I said, I didn't realize there was a passion out there for people that bought hats. I thought I was just an idiot for spending the kind of money. I know that's what my significant other thinks. But I try to express the nails. She gets her nails done. I get a hat, and she's like, "You get 3 hats. I get my nails done." And it's like, my hats obviously cost more than her nails, so I have to take her to a nice dinner and buy her a nice purse. So that's what we do.
I love that. There you go. Yeah. There you go. See, that's how you do it.
Christmas in July.
There you go.
And August and September.
We've got one last segment to cover here. We're getting ready for Saturday, August 20th, second annual St. Louis Youth Sports Outreach Home Run Derby, Cops versus Kids. We've got some lineups here, and we're going to show them to you. We're going to start with the police officers. I think this is a great way. This was something when Billy brought this to me last year. It was coming out of the pandemic. The police officers, it was just a lot of stuff. And he said, I want to do something to support these officers, what they've done, what they've gone through. And I was like, yeah, man, that's cool.
Yep.
That's an awesome thing. Let's do that. And this year, back doing the same thing. It's back in the blue. There's police officers there. A lot of different, as you can see, departments represented. At the top here, Blake Kerrigan, who was the winner from last year's. He hit some bombs last year, man.
Yeah, give the man some credit. He hit some tanks. I got to watch a portion of it. I didn't get a chance to meet it. I think we were out of town, or I was coaching high school softball or something last year, so I didn't even actually make the event. I just talked to a few people that was there, and he had hit some legitimate tanks.
I believe, now I'm not gonna, I'm gonna find out from Billy, but I believe this gentleman Willie Haymore that's in here, I think it was him. He was in it last year. Hit the house, ABC Ballpark. You know what I'm talking about? Thoman Booth, right? In left field. Hit the house
over their little ABC's little green monster, if you will, which I think's a tank because obviously back in 1984 or something, it was become a huge fan of McGuire. He hit one over on Geraldine over there. So to hit one that far, you have got to have a little bit of pop. That's a shot.
We're looking forward to it. Sam Riley, Catherine Weiss, Kyle Gregg, Chad Hembre. If I'm mispronouncing words, please forgive me. Courtney Olson, Julia Rabe. I love the fact that they're getting the ladies involved in this stuff. Steve Hurst, Gary Maxwell, Joe Kinney. You said you knew Joe Kinney, right?
No, Gary Maxwell.
Gary Maxwell.
Yep. Went to high school, played Thoman Booth with him, played high school baseball with Gary and his brother Andy. But Andy lives down in Springfield.
Very good. Joe Kinney, Willie Haymore, Eric Henry, Michael Preston. Now this one, I believe it's Idris Tavarli. If I blew that one up, I'm sorry, bro. Let me know. And I think it's cool. We got a couple of Marines in here, Sergeant Colton Ross and Sergeant Reed Trenhale. I'm looking forward to that. That is the lineup for the police officers, for the cops. Come on out. Make sure we're supporting these guys. On the other side of it, the players, and most of these kids are 14, 15U.
I think they're all 14s, right?
Yeah. Some of them, I think there's a couple maybe in that
I got you.
range.
I
but,
got you.
Age, and you can see we're representing for the police officers. There was St. Anne, Overland Police, Breckenridge, what was that? Woodson Terrace, St. Louis City, Lincoln County. So I wanted to make sure we give a shout out to all those guys. And next year, if you're a police officer, get in, man, do it. Come out. If you're watching and you're a police officer and you're in some of these areas, come out to ABC Ballpark. support these officers. It's a lot of fun. On the players' side, the Adidas Athletics, these are the clubs represented: Adidas Athletics, Midwest Rebels, Gators, Baseball Academy, St. Louis Legacy, Midland Bandits, Premier Baseball Academy, which you're familiar with, and probably I know the Lady Sluggers, the Bombers. I didn't get up in here. We didn't have some of the logos and whatnot, but A.J. Jones, Caleb Hull, Jordan Husky, Colt Hopper, Carson Twellman. I don't believe, but I think Carson Twellman will not be able to participate because I think he hurt his leg. I think it was broke.
Boy.
I think it was a fracture. I'm not quite sure, but I know he's not participating because of a leg injury.
Get better.
So that's kind of a bummer. Yeah, get well, Mr. Twellman. I was looking forward to that. I've seen him play. He's a good ball player.
He can swing.
Kaysen Trifoletti, Kyle Mayhall, Brendan Dickherber, C.J. Thomas, Kanan English, Cooper DeManuel. We saw him play with the 314 Apaches last year. Braden Perales, Emily Morasaki, Maddie Thomas, Kaylee Lonis, Kyla Humphrey, and Gretchen Collison. Now, there will be a few more names that'll get added to this. We weren't able to get it onto what we did. So sorry if we didn't get your name on there, but this is what we had from last night at our meeting. Finalizing, there's going to be a few more names. But I think it's a great lineup, man.
Heck yeah. What I'm seeing here, though, is we need some more officers and maybe military to get out here and match these numbers that these kids are doing. I know that they have to work, so maybe that's a little bit different. There's smaller precincts over there, but I get out there.
Yeah.
Get out there, have a little bit of fun. We're supporting, Back of the Blue and having a little fun with these kids. And what Billy does with this outreach program is phenomenal. So get out there, support it, have a good time. They have great frozen lemonades out there, so and a great concession stand. So, if anything, go get you some concession stand
some cheese
food.
fries, maybe, and a burger.
They used to have, I don't know how long, were you at ABC many moons ago?
Are you talking about the pizzas?
Oh, my Lord.
I knew it, man. We were talking about it last night.
Dude, I'm an ABC guy. I grew up playing at ABC. Everything I did. My dad was did basketball there, director. My mom ran the concession stand. So, the nacho cheese. That's what I remember. The nacho cheese, the pizza, and the little suckers that they had on the little plastic sticks that I don't know what they are. It's like yellow on top, white on the bottom. We've seen a lot of kids choke on those, but
that's not good.
No, that's not. All of them made it out, but ABC has a great concession stand. They still do. I mean, so get out there and their adult beverages are cold, their sodas are cold, and it's a nice little park too. Smack dab in the middle of CNN.
That brings back the old memories, doesn't it?
The pizza does. You know that I routinely try to buy these off of Amazon and they don't come out the same. They do have this Mexican square pizza like that, but for whatever reason, I loved those pizzas. Every time they had them at school, I'd buy 2 of them.
There you go.
Oh man! And it's the best thing at night when my mom was working the stands. If there was any leftovers, we could eat them. So it'd be 10:30 at night, and I'd be eating them. Maybe why I have a little bit of a weight problem. Not blaming my mom. I could have said no. I did not. I don't even like sausage pizza. I don't even like sausage pizza.
And you were eating it.
Loved it. and their ice cream machine worked, unlike McDonald's.
The other thing too, guys, is there's going to be a parade.
Yeah.
There'll be a parade from the St. Louis Youth Sports Outreach store. I think it's finalizing at the ballpark. Bigfoot's going to be there. They got 30 cars, hot cars, exotic cars. There's going to be about 30 different cars in there. Oh, gosh, his name just went out of my head, and I had it. The guy from the morning show on Fox.
Oh, Tim
Ezzell.
Yeah.
Tim Ezzell is going to be the grand marshal of the parade. He's going to be there. They're going to be out on Friday morning. Timmy Zell's going to be out at the ballpark. They're going to be talking, having some of the officers out there throughout the morning. So check that out on Fox News in the morning. Timmy Zell, Grand Marshal of the parade. The parade's going to come up. The home run derby will start about 5:30 with some opening ceremonies, and we'll get into some hitting, bro.
Yeah, I was wondering if Billy's going to have his Buick Regal out there. And
never know.
Well, I hope he watches this show, because I did that on purpose, because he's probably going to yell at me if he's watched. So can you make sure that he watches that? Because
I will.
He's going to be.
What about your Buick Regal there, bro?
Yeah, it's a Grand National.
Yeah.
And so Grand National guys, if you call them Regals and stuff like that, they flip out. So can't wait to see that Regal, Billy.
You're just egging it, aren't you?
Oh, I'm stirring a pot.
Yeah,
I love Billy.
You
know what's crazy about this whole thing is Billy still has a daytime job.
Yes, he does.
And in the time that he puts in, and the people that he has surrounding him, I don't want to forget about the people that he has surrounding him. He has people come out. We have drop boxes at the hitting zone. So if you have old gear, drop that stuff off there so that we can get it in his hands. Right now he has a ton of stuff that he has to get out there, but right now we can hold your space if you have stuff that you want to, or equipment if you have stuff to drop off. Don't drop off any clothing, but cleats, turfs, and any kind of bats, helmets, catching gear, especially gloves. Get them out there. So
absolutely. If you can't get to the ballpark, tune in. We're gonna be out there live. We're gonna live stream the event. Come on out, please. As he said, the beverages, there's adult beverages, all kinds of beverages. It's great. It'll be a lot of fun. It helps the park as well, too. It helps, and Billy does a great job. There's going to be raffles. There's going to be snow cone deal out there. There's going to be a couple vendors, different things out there. Big community effort here, some giveaways. Come on out, enjoy. If you can't, again, watch. We'll be live streaming. I got Mike Morgan coming out, doing the call. Dave Penning, I believe Dave Schmidt. I know Penning is coming out. He's going to be on the call. We're going to be talking to players. It's going to be a big-time event. We're going to have a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think I might be able to show up this year.
Be there, aloha.
I thought you were going to say be square.
No, aloha, baby.
Okay.
That'd be fun. We're in. It's actually the spiral that goes to the top.
You lost me at hello. You
Folks,
lost me at the spiral going up.
Thanks
first
for
of all.
tuning in. We do appreciate it. If you like what we're doing, comment below. Comment on the hats. Whatever you got there, please throw it in there. We appreciate it. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, at Youth Baseball Midwest. We do appreciate that. Subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit that alert, hit the dinger, because that's what we do too. We hit dingers on it.
Yeah, doubles and dingers.
Doubles and dingers. We can't forget the doubles.
Yeah.
Extra base hits.
Extra base hits. Slugging percentage is always a good thing.
I think so.
OPS.
OPS. Yeah. Get on base and get a lot of bases. Anyway, there you go. All you pitchers, keep throwing strikes, and hitters,
Hit them where they ain't.
we'll see you next time.